Alright guys, welcome to another honey hole angling video. Today we're going shopping for fly tying materials at Hobby Lobby, making this video to showcase all the different things that you can buy at a Hobby Lobby store and use at your bench or on the vise. We're starting off with an Ott-Lite. These things are awesome. My old boss, Jeff, recommended these to me for fly tying. They're great. They come in all shapes and sizes. They're a good light for you to have over your vise. Some even have magnifying glasses. The trick is to find them on sale and get a good deal on them because they are kind of expensive. Next, we have boas, and these things are basically cheap feathers and or craft fur. They come in a lot of different colors. Not something I would personally use, but it's something that you could use for fly tying, but I think there's better feather options out there for you. Coming up next, we have some paints. And what I use these for is I like to tie contraband crabs, and I buy glitter paint. And I paint the bottom side of the contraband crab with glitter, gold glitter or silver glitter paint, just to add a little bit of reflection, a little bit of pop to that fly. As we move down the aisle, there's a lot more options as far as paint goes. You guys can get as creative as you possibly can with this stuff. Next, we have jewelry storage. This is right by the jewelry section at Hobby Lobby, and they have all different shapes, sizes, containers. There's going to be more later on in the video, but you can store hooks, beads, materials. They're great for travel if you're going to be taking your vise on the go and you need some organization. There's all different kinds of storage, and they're pretty reasonably priced as well. So next, we're moving on to my favorite fly tying item at a Hobby Lobby store, and that is going to be glass beads. And you can get them in all kinds of shapes and sizes. I like to use them on nymphs and midges. My buddy Zach Harris uses them on articulated streamers, and you guys can see there all different kinds of shapes, sizes, and colors. And I think they were like either $1.99 or $2.99 a piece, depending on what size you got. Next, just some wire cutters. I mean, if you're tying with brushes, lead-free wire, anything you don't want to dull a good pair of scissors on, it's good to have a nice little set of wire cutters. And if you look to the right of those that we're about to check out, we have some more organization options, and then we have little plastic baggies. Those work great if you make your own leaders. You can write with a permanent marker over them to remember what kind of leader it is. You can also organize your flies in those if you wanted to, or if you need some backup bags in case one that you buy breaks, that's also a good option. All right, guys, so here is an airbrushing section. This isn't the way that I like to airbrush flies. I'll use the Copic marker system, which Hobby Lobby doesn't actually sell anymore. They recently put all their Copic markers on sale, and they're all gone out of the store. But if you want to go the traditional airbrush route, you can. I just don't like the idea of having to clean up all the paint whenever you're done. So right there you have a X-Acto knife, great for cutting foam in an even strip when you're tying like hoppers or poppers, anything like that. There's a bunch of other good tools over here. I think I'm about to grab a magnifying glass. I've actually seen some guys wear this when they're tying flies, so they can really zoom in and see what they're doing. Not something I need yet, but maybe as I get older it might be something I consider. And last but not least, from here are these little micro clamps that I'm about to zoom in on. I really like these because I can, hold materials on the hook while super glue dries, or I can hold eyes there as they're drying, and it's just a really good option. You can get real creative with those as well. Next, we have more plastic baggies. Again, I use them for tying leaders and organizing those, as well as if I make my own dubbing, I use those and I write on it what I mix together so I can remember if I want to make it again. Next, we're moving over to the foam and the pipe cleaners. Now, the pipe cleaners here are really cheap. The problem you're going to run into with fly tying with those is that they have a metal core, and when you look at chenille and fly tying, it's going to have a cotton core. Now, if you wanted to go cheap and tie some flies out of Hobby Lobby pipe cleaners, you absolutely could. Probably save you a good amount of money. You're going to want to also pick up a pair of wire cutters. Here we have foam, and you can buy it in a wide variety of colors, as well as get glitter foam, which I have used as well. You can also find packs of foam like this that come with a lot of different colors. It's like $10 for a big stack of foam. 50 pieces actually is what it said on the package, and you get a lot of colors in that pack. Here is some wire. If you're tying articulated streamers, this is where you're going to want to look. It comes in different gauges and thicknesses, and so this is going to be the place where you're going to want to buy articulated streamer wire. As we move along, we have some super glue. A lot of options there, different types of glue for different purposes. We'll see some more super glue later on in the video. All right, googly eyes. You guys need to pick some of these up. If you're tying Alvin's popper or want to go cheap on eyes, which is, you absolutely can. I do it all the time. I have a popper video coming out later this week where I put googly eyes on it. They're just cheap and you can buy a lot of them. And if you're fishing and the eyes pop off, no big deal. You can super glue another eye on. You can get these big packs of different sizes. They work really well. I even have some that are different colors than white. I didn't see them here at Hobby Lobby. Oh, actually, there was a pack there, but you can only buy them in one size. You can't get the variety of sizes with the color packs. Now, the reason I'm doing a voiceover in this video is because I don't think you're allowed to film in Hobby Lobby, so I was kind of secretly trying to film, and that's why the footage isn't fantastic, as well as they kept making a lot of announcements over the loudspeakers. So this is my first voiceover. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the voiceover, and I might continue to do them in the future. Now, here is a bunch of feathers. Are they the quality that you're gonna find in a fly shop? They are not. Are they cheaper? They are. And so if you guys want to save a couple bucks on feathers, especially if you're a new fly tyer and you don't want to dish out big money yet, but you want to experiment and kind of learn how to use some things and figure out some techniques, it's not a horrible idea to come to Hobby Lobby and kind of try feathers out, get used to using them. But you will notice a difference. If you buy fly tying feathers, they're going to be a higher quality feather, and the end product is going to be much nicer. That's an ostrich herl. I mean, that looks like it would work great. They also had some like weird combinations of feathers. I think this whole section is here for like, is it masquerade masks? Here we have some more organization. You can get little drawers like that, open and close to organize your materials, as well as one of my favorite things that's going to be coming up here in a minute are these little baskets. They come in a 3-pack, and I use these all the time. If I'm tying a fly and I want to tie a dozen, but maybe I only finish 4, I throw all the hooks materials into one of those baskets. That way I can come back to it later and keep my desk organized. And you can get 3 of those, so you can kind of have 3 different projects, fly tying projects going on at the same time, and not have your desk in shambles. If you throw everything back in the basket at the end of the day, you don't have to put it away, but it lives in that basket. When you're ready to continue tying that fly, pull that basket out. That's also how we prep for our fly tying videos, Zach and I. Now here's a lot of popsicle sticks and dowels and different things like that. I actually picked up a pack of these small popsicle sticks when I'm mixing epoxy or paint or applying paint, because they're super cheap. You can just trash them when you're done. No big deal. You're not using one of your good tools to do that. Now here is like a construction paper. I think it's a scrapbooking section. One cool thing I found is this kind of glittery paper, which would seemed to me like it would work well for spoons or saltwater flies. You could put it over like crease flies to give them some flash in the water. I think it's a really good idea. Haven't experimented with that before, but something you could definitely use for fly tying. Here we have some more organization, just some different buckets and stacks and, you know, things like that. Different way to organize. Also, it was on sale. Keep an eye out. Hobby Lobby is always running sales. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more expensive, like one of those OttLites or like a storage bin, keep an eye out because they run sales all the time. Now we're in the sewing section. You guys need to have a pack of sewing needles on your bench and use them as leg pullers. So if you're tying a hopper or you need to push rubber legs through foam, you can push it through the hopper or the popper and pull the legs through with the hole in the other side of the needle. They also work great if your popper heads don't come pre-drilled. You can use a needle to push that hole through. Here we have, you know, fabric cutters, scissors. I mean, I don't think that these are going to be better than your fly tying scissors, because if you look how big they are, it's kind of crazy, but there are some rolling cutters, and if you cut foam, those might be a good idea. Here we have markers. Unfortunately, like I said, the Copic markers are gone, but they have some great Prismacolor. I also use on some of my flies. I have a couple of those markers, Sharpies. So if you want to, you know, make your flies look better and spruce them up a little bit, you guys can get yourself a pack of markers. This is actually really cool. Speaking of airbrushing and the Copic airbrush that I have, these could be used as stencils to paint up your flies. And so I actually snagged me one of those while I was at the store because it looked like a great idea. So I'm going to try it out and see how it goes. Hobby Lobby also has all kinds of yarn, all different shapes, sizes, and colors. Some flies out there actually call for certain types of yarn when tying the flies, but you guys find something cool, you can try it in a fly. And last but not least, super glue, Gorilla Glue, Loctite. That's the stuff you want on your bench. Alright guys, that's all for this video today. I'm going to do some other craft stores in the future. We have more fly tying videos coming out soon. If you guys have your favorite find at a craft store, drop it in the comments below, and we'll see you guys on the next video.